How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson, and for this video, I'm standing right in front of the 2024 Mercedes AMG GLE 63S. This has a ridiculously powerful handcrafted engine. It has a very good ride quality, and for the 2024 model year, it has some fresh new styling inside and out, and also some upgraded standard equipment. This tester that I have is finished in the emerald green metallic paint. It has the new brown and black interior, and with all the add-ons like the massaging seats, panoramic roof, bigger wheels, and a bunch of other additions too long to list, you can expect to pay somewhere near the $135,000 mark for this mid-sized luxury SUV. And in this video, I want to give you my personal rating on 5 categories: the exterior, interior, the technology, the power, and the driving experience, so that you have a better idea before you buy. So feel free to check out the chapters down below if you want to jump ahead. And at the very end of the video, I want to give you my overall rating of this car. With that being said, let's get this review started on the outside first. For 2024, the front end of this GLE 63 has been restyled. All the 2024 GLE models will now have this new headlight design with the new daytime running light configuration. It now displays a cluster of short horizontal elements, whereas the one before had the bent LED daytime running lights bordering the individual projectors. This is a different look, not necessarily better or worse, so tell me in the comments which one you like better. The GLE 53 models will get a new bumper design, so it looks more like the 63 version, but the ones found here are basically the same design as before. All the intake areas are more pronounced than the lesser powered models. They jut out a little bit more and look more expressive. So from the front, this GLE looks pretty aggressive with the big grille with the vertical chrome slats. This is the grille design unique to the AMG models, so it'll have the AMG branding as well. The 3-pointed star logo is behind glass, and this stores some of the driver assistance sensors. Around the side, this tester has the 22-inch forged cross-spoke wheels sitting in front of the very large 15.8-inch steel rotors and 6-pot calipers for the front and 14.6-inch rotors for the rear. And at the back, the LED taillights have a new light pattern, and just like the headlights, this one received a more traditional design, whereas the one before had LEDs that looked like neon signs. This tester that I have did come with blacked out trim package, so you won't find any chrome around the windows, and therefore the quad exhaust ports are blacked out as well. Overall, this is one attractive looking SUV. The paint is called emerald green metallic, and under most lighting conditions, this car looks black. But when the conditions are right, the green metallic shines very well. So for the exterior, I'll have to give this one a 9 out of 10. The GLE is a handsome looking midsize SUV, but this AMG GLE 63 just looks the most aggressive, and it makes such a statement wherever you go. Jumping inside, the 2024 models of the GLE gets a slight redesign. All of the AMG models will get this leather upholstery. This is the new brown and black interior, and I think it looks really nice and blends well with the wood trim. Across the AMG line, you'll also find the new AMG Performance steering wheel. If you've seen my review of the AMG GT53 or the AMG EQS, this has the same steering wheel. The touch-sensitive controls on the spokes might take a bit of getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's really not that bad. Personally, I prefer the older physical buttons, but this will give you more flexibility with the dual screens, and I'll talk more about that in the tech section. This new steering wheel also has the new AMG drive unit buttons, and I love how you can easily change the drive modes and also your suspension and exhaust modes right from the steering wheel. This gives it that Formula One vibe, and it's very appropriate for this performance-oriented SUV. For the center console, the design is pretty much the same as before. I love these built-in handles because this acts as a very comfortable armrest. The palm rest offers a comfortable hand position so you can use the trackpad easily, and this is one of the 3 ways you can interact with the infotainment system. And I also like the physical controls for the more critical functions, like your 360-degree camera view and then the ride height control. Beneath the sliding lid, you'll find some cup holders, and you can actually heat and cool your drinks. And in front of that, you have a wireless charger and a couple of USB-C ports. And sitting inside, you'll notice how it always smells very nice in here, and that's because this one comes with the air balance package. So it comes with the cabin air purification system, and also, if you check in the glove box, it comes with this if I can get it out, this fragrance system. Now, if you get tired of that scent, you can swap it out for a different one that Mercedes will happily sell you. The AMG GLE also comes with heated and ventilated seats, and you can find those controls very easily right on the door card. This tester also has a massaging feature, which really helps for those super long road trips, and you can access all of those features via the infotainment system. Now, for the second row, there's plenty of legroom at 40.9 inches, and headroom is also pretty good at 39.6 inches, and that's after the large panoramic sunroof that's included in here. So comfort levels are very good here, and I like how this also has heated outboard seats. As for cargo space, there's 33.3 cubic feet of space behind the second row, and that grows to almost 75 cubic feet of space when you fold the 40-20-40 split second row. So for the interior, I'll give this one a 10 out of 10. This is a luxury SUV that's packed with a lot of features and creature comforts, and you certainly feel like royalty driving or being driven in this SUV. Now let's get into the technology, and this AMG GLE runs on the MBUX infotainment system. There are two 12.3-inch widescreen displays that's been blended into a single panel. The right panel is your infotainment system. That's a touchscreen, and there are three ways of interacting with the screen: using your fingers, using the touchpad, and also using the touch-sensitive controls on the upper right spoke of the steering wheel. Out of the three methods of input, I found that this touchpad is the most comfortable to use. One is because this is at a very comfortable spot. You don't have to reach over and touch the screen. And two, the touch-sensitive controls on the steering wheel can be finicky and not register certain inputs. There is a fourth way of interacting with this infotainment system, and that's using the voice controls. And so far, I've had pretty good luck with it. Anytime I want to enter in an address, it's much easier to say what the address is rather than typing it in. The infotainment system itself is very rich with features. You have your standard nav, radio stations, media, and you can also control your seat comfort, massaging features, and your ambient lighting controls. You can also pull up your off-road displays and all of the AMG performance meters. It's cool to see how much power and torque you're putting down at any time. The left screen is your fully digital instrument cluster. Of course, you can swap the displays between the different styles, and you can manipulate the screen via the touch-sensitive controls on the upper left spoke of the steering wheel. From here, you can also modify what's shown on the heads-up display. The heads-up display is fairly large, which I think is great. But if you find that it obstructs your view, you can always turn it off from this menu. Now, this infotainment system also comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. And right below here, you can also find that wireless charger that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to charge traditionally, you can always plug in. There are 5 USB-C ports in this car, and they've even given you an adapter cable just in case you have the older style USB. When it comes to the sound system, this GLE comes with the Burmester surround sound system. The speaker grills look luxurious, and it adds a lot to the interior look and feel. The sound quality is also very good, worthy of a car of this price tag. So for technology, I'm giving this car a 10 out of 10. This AMG GLE 63 didn't skimp out on anything when it comes to tech. Everything just works. The touch-sensitive features might be annoying for some people, but at least there's multiple ways of interacting with the car. It doesn't force you to use just that. You can also easily modify the look from the ambient lighting to all the unique displays. If you're a tech lover, you're going to love this SUV. Now let's move on to the fun stuff, the power. This AMG GLE has a handcrafted 4-liter V8 with twin turbos. If you pop open the hood, this engine has a plate with the person's name that assembled this engine. So Telson Omer, if that's how you pronounce the name, thank you. Because this engine makes a whopping 603 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque, meaning 0 to 60 comes in a blistering 3.7 seconds. It's unreal how quick this SUV feels. It's a 5,500 pound vehicle, and this power plant makes it feel almost like a supercar. And it won't take long before this thing can hit law-breaking speeds. This SUV also has a built-in electric motor sandwiched between the engine and the 9-speed automatic transmission. So it's a mild hybrid system. It's not a full-on hybrid where the electric motor can propel the car on its own. The electric motor is really there to give it a boost, improve the gas mileage, and also have a really good auto start-stop system. Still, the mileage isn't the greatest, as to be expected of a V8 with twin turbos, so you can probably expect somewhere around 16 miles per gallon under mixed driving. And just as expected, you're gonna have to fill this thing with premium fuel, but that's just the price that you pay for having a car with a brutally powerful engine. SUVs in this high 600 horsepower range is a small and distinguished bunch. You've got your Hellcat powered SUVs from Stellantis, and those things are pushing over 707 horsepower. You've got the Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT, the Bentley Bentayga, some BMW M SUVs, and you've also got the Lamborghini Urus. So for power, this is an easy one. 10 out of 10. The amount of thrust produced from that engine will make you laugh. And also the sound is intoxicating, that you want to push this SUV to the limits at all times because it is a lot of fun to feel and to hear. Now, let's expand on that and talk about the driving experience, because this AMG GLE 63 is a ton of fun. The power is addictive, making this AMG GLE 63S basically everything you'll ever need. It has the utility of a midsize SUV coupled with a ridiculously fun engine, and when it comes to the ride quality, it's exactly what you'd expect out of a Mercedes, and that's a supremely comfortable ride. This SUV rides like a magic carpet. It's crazy to think how well they've tuned the air ride suspension down. There's very little vibrations into this cabin, little road and wind noise. The experience is very much like a well-built EV. You'll still feel some harsh bumps, and I'll fault the low-profile 22-inch tires, but it's quickly damped out. And this is one of the things you can tweak in the driving modes. Driving in comfort mode is the best way to experience the supreme ride comfort, but you can amp it up all the way to race mode and stiffen everything. As for the handling, the GLE 63 comes with very wide tires, and this is pretty evident when you stand behind the car. And this just provides the beast with lots of grip. You can take this on curvy back roads and drive it pretty hard, knowing that the amount of rubber is going to hold. It still drives and feels like a heavy SUV, so high center of gravity and some body roll as you quickly change directions. But that's to be expected, and it's very predictable. And the way this thing moves, it just obliterates other average midsize SUVs. The brakes are also nicely sized, and you get great confidence that it'll bring you down to a stop. Now, it might be a different story if you're on a racetrack, but on normal roads and short bursts of enthusiastic driving, these brakes are plenty. You can also upgrade to carbon ceramics for the front brakes, but that comes with the usual compromises of those brake systems. But overall, 10 out of 10 on the driving experience. There's absolutely no compromises for this performance SUV. It's so comfortable as a daily driver, and you can quickly summon Mr. Hyde by switching to race mode. It's a very quick SUV and a very fun one to drive. So overall, I'm giving this AMG GLE 63S a rating of 9.8 out of 10. It has aggressive looks, and it's backed up by some serious hardware. It rides and handles so well, and it comes with so many great creature comforts. It is an expensive SUV, but if you look at the competition, it's reasonably priced. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've learned something from this video, please consider hitting that like, subscribe, and that notification bell so that you can be notified the next time I make a new video. Let's wrap it up right there. My name's Hanson, and this has been the 2024 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE 63S, and I'll see you in the next one.